Good evening, welcome to my laboratory. What I've done now is I've taken the thing and I've installed a double pole, double throw switch so that I can reverse the polarity of the pulses to the coil. So that'll make it work either, have the choice now of having it work either as an attractive or repulsive pulse motor. As you can see right now, I have it turned down so that the coil is actually off, and there's no cogging because we have no cores, right? So now what I'm going to do is just barely turn the thing to where the coil is on. Okay, so now the coil is on, and I think you can see that it's repelling the magnet positions. There's a magnet, and it's repelling those positions, and it wants to come to a stop. Well, actually, it wants to rock and rock and rock and rock and rock and rock and self-start when it's in a repulsive mode. And then if I flip the switch over here, now you can see that it's in attractive mode, so the rotor is now attracted. Okay, so let's give it a, let's see, where are we here? So let's go back to the repulsive mode, and I want it to start going this way. Okay, so there it goes, and you can see how I have the timing swung way over from its normal position, or rather its attractive, I guess. When it's running as an attractive motor, it should be at that mark. Okay, so let's take a look at the scope traces. So remember, now it's running as a repulsion pulse motor. Okay, and here I'm going to shorten the duty cycle just a little bit, or rather lengthen the duty cycle, shorten the off time to right about there, which I think is optimum. Okay, so take a good look at that. And now what I'm going to do is flip the switch. Okay, so now it's running as an attractive motor, attraction pulse motor, but of course it's way, way out of time. So now what I'll do is I will just move the timing mark back to the mark right there. And now let's look at the traces. As it accelerates. Alright, now it's running as an attraction pulse motor. Can you see the difference in the traces? It runs a little bit faster this way, I think. And that's where the timing mark is. That's the start of the pulse. That's the end of the pulse. Strobes are working. Okay. So once again, now we'll go back to, we'll flip the switch over here. And that puts us into repulsive pulse motor mode, but I need to change the timing for that, so I'll move the timing back to where it should be for a repulsive motor, and you can see the acceleration happening. And there you go. Now it's running stably and fast as a repulsion pulse motor. Can you see the difference in the traces? I can't. Thank you for watching.